Hello guys and welcome to the Lawputra YouTube channel. Our today's topic is gift of Musha in Muslim law. I am Jagannath Kulkarni. Let us discuss about the Musha, gift of Musha. First of all, let us discuss the difference between what is the gift and what is the another term which is used for gift, hiba. Concept of gift is a long due process coming over from our past. And the terms hiba and gift, they have the different meanings. When we consider the Transfer of Property Act 1882, it's a British era act. Hiba is governed according to Muslim law, their personal law. We all know that there are three conditions of any gift to be a valid gift. Number one, declaration of gift by donor. Second is acceptance of gift by donee. So it is not only essential that somebody gifts you, but you need to accept it as a donee. And the third is transfer of possession by donor and acceptance of that possession by donee. There must be a bona fide intention of donor to transfer the property. And gift can be revoked by donor after a decree of revocation has been passed by court of law. So once it is gifted validly, it can be revoked only by the order of court of law. And gift is an offer which is made by a donor to a person who accepts that offer, who is called as the donee. The term gift, which is used in English, is a generic term. It should never be confused with the term hiba, which is used in the Muslim law, Muslim personal law. Now let us see what is this gift of Musha in Muslim law. The word Musha has come from the Arabic word which is shuyua, which actually means confusion. Now when this confusion arises, it arises when any undivided part or undivided share in a co-owned or joint property, which can be a common building or land, and gift of a part of a thing which is capable of division is not valid unless that particular part which is being gifted is divided off, separated from property of donor. And gift of indivisible thing is absolutely valid because you can't divide that thing. If one of several owners of that particular property makes gift of their own share, there may be a confusion, which is shuyua, regarding the matter that which part of the property has to be given to the donor. And here the law comes of Musha in Muslim law. And real difficulty in delivering possession of gift if it is not of a joint property which is made by a donor without partition of that gifted share. And there the difficulty arises. And to avoid such confusions, difficulties in stage of delivery of that possession, Hanafi laws jurists, they have evolved with this principle of Musha, where matter of a gift is co-owned or joint property. And doctrine of Musha becomes applicable for examining validity of that particular gift. And strictly confined to rules by interpretation of judiciary, they cut down in a considerable manner. Now let us see what is this doctrine. It is explained by the jurist Hidayah. He said, a gift of a part of thing which is capable of division, which can be divided, is not valid unless that said part be divided off and separated from the property of the donor. But a gift of part of an indivisible thing is valid. So simply means the thing which is divisible should be divided off. Thing which is indivisible, they can be gifted. It is validly gifted. Now, after knowing this doctrine, we can segregate this Musha in two parts. One is indivisible, another is divisible. Now let us see what is this Musha indivisible. Gift of Musha indivisible is valid. Why? Because some properties by their very nature, they are indivisible. Physical partition, division, absolutely not practical. And if it is against nature of such properties, their partition or division is affected at all, and hence their identity is lost entirely. They do not remain the same properties which they were before the partition. For example, bathing art, staircase, cinema house, you can't divide such kind of properties. They are indivisible mushas. and they cannot be divided as Musha properties. So simply, next is Musha divisible, the properties which can be easily divided. And gift of Musha divisible is Fasid, which means irregular. If they are made without partition, if you partition it and then gift it, it is absolutely valid. If their core piece of land, house, garden is Musha, which is divisible. Land can be divided, specific share can be separated by visible mark of identification, easily divisible. House jointly owned may be divided by partition wall without changing its entire identity. But under Hanafi doctrine of Musha, gift without partition and actual delivery of possession is not void ab initio, it is merely irregular. So there is difference between void and irregular. And where in such cases where it is irregular, fasid, such a gift has been made, it may be regularized by successive partition and giving to Doni actual possession of that specified share of property. And this doctrine of Musha is limited in its application and effects. Now there are exceptions also for this doctrine. Number one exception is gift of Musha to co-heir, obviously. Second is gift of share in Zamindari, which is very prevalent in India. Third is gift of share in landed company. And fourth is gift of share in freehold property in commercial town. So these are the four exceptions for doctrine of Musha in Muslim law. Remember, Shia law does not recognize this doctrine of Musha. So gift of a share of divisible joint property is valid even if it is done without partition. It is as per the Shia law but not as per the Hanafi or Sunni law. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion is gifts are not trade oriented transactions. They are considered as voluntary, gratuitous transfers. Gifts should be free from as much restrictions as possible. Otherwise it will be difficult to accept such gifts. And where a constructive delivery of possession is sufficient to complete the gift, there is no need of making actual division. And a symbolic possession by donee of gifted share of property, it validates the gift. So with this we conclude. Thank you. Thank you very much.